What is up, Nomad Nation? You've got Godfather. I'm 1/3 of your Nomad Gamers. It is Thirsty Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a long week. Talking Tuesday was Talking Tuesday was a rambling Tuesday pretty much. And then, did you catch last night's episode of the Nomad Gamers? If you didn't, we were talking about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And if you're still on defense about playing that game, you need to go and check out our episode from last night. If you are watching us from YouTube, thank you. You can catch all of your Nomad Gamers content, and anytime Godfather goes solo, right here, Nomad Gamers. Smash that button. Hit the subscribe. Hit it. Also, give us a thumbs up. Give us some love on there. Make sure that you like our content. Make sure you're sharing our content. Most of all, watch our content, rewatch our content. Watch it so much that you're dreaming about us, for God's sakes. Now, if you're stuck over in Zuckerberg land, I'm talking Meta, I'm talking the old Book of Faces, I'm sorry. We can't go live yet. We've hit like a plateau. I can't get over this damn thing. So, with that being said, you can catch every episode of Talking Tuesday and Thirsty Thursday right here, Godfather. Go check it out. Hit the like button. Make sure that you have it to where you are being notified every time I bring you new content. Now, on Saturdays and Wednesdays, or Wednesdays and Saturdays, however you want to put it, you look right over here, you got Nomad Gamers. Give them a like. Make sure that you know every time that the other two knuckleheads are with me and we're bringing you new content. Now, because I was catching so much heat last week for not having the actual Twitch location down, I was just saying, look up your boy. Well, here it is. Right here. Twitch.tv/Godfather09. We're coming to you live because today's Thirsty Thursday. Wow. That one took me a little longer than what it did last week, but that's okay. So this week, I told you on Tuesday that I was going to have a guest with me. The Nomad Gamers and myself were really interested in esports. We are really interested in the younger generation and the up-and-coming gamers. Therefore, we want to start getting into this world to where we're reporting and we can say educated things about this world. So while Godfather was out in the wild, I ran across a young man who, from what I'm being told, he was on his high school's esports team, which is brand new to me. I've never heard of it, but I guess it's a big thing. And this young man who is smart as a whip, he's now in college, and he is now on the esports team for a D2 college. For me, a lot smarter than what Godfather is. But with all that, we are going to bring in White Canvas. How the hell is it going?
It's going really good. I did do esports both in high school and now in college. And well, I mean, from what I know, I'm at least a little bit decent.
Yeah.
The game I've always played for esports is, for the sake of having like an actual team and playing with other people, is the cruise format of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I have heard a lot of things about Super Smash Brothers. I have dabbled my toes in it. I got my ass kicked in it.
Yeah.
And I played it while I was on deployment, and I'll tell you what, that game is intense.
Yeah.
However, I do need to interrupt you for just a second. Nomad Nation, wouldn't be Thirsty Thursday without this. We made it through another week. So if you're out there with a beer, get your beer in the air. Let's do it. This one's for all of you. And you're not going to see this because it's going to happen off camera. But, hey, we got through another week, man.
Yeah.
Now that the first drink of beer is out of the way, let's get going. So, Super Smash Brothers, is that what you're playing on your esports team in college right now?
Yeah.
Is there any other games that you guys are playing in this league?
That we offer? Oh, we offer tons of games. We've recently had somebody go into the championships for NBA 2K.
Okay.
We have a pretty big League of Legends team. We have a pretty big Overwatch team, pretty big Valorant team, and then I think we have a few others that
Like Call of Duty and stuff like that.
I think the one other that I can remember is Rocket League.
I've heard of Rocket League. I have heard of that. I remember the esports about 10 years ago. I believe Call of Duty was there. And before that, you would, man, I wish I would have looked this up before I came online, but you would pull off to another lobby and you would go 1 versus 1 or your team against their team on a game called Black Hawk Down. And then you would have rankings. I mean, it'd be ranked 1 to 50, 1 to 100, 1 to whatever. And I'm going to tell you now, I sucked. Like, I can hold my own when I'm in a lobby, but man, you put me 1-on-1 with somebody, I don't know how you do it, man.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. Because, oh man, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's stage fright.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, whoever is out there watching, you can go ahead and comment if you so choose, but thank you for watching us.
Yeah, so, well, for Smash Bros, we always, the thing about the cruise format is it's not like a normal team game. It's a team game where each member of your team goes in and plays individually until all the members of one team have been eliminated.
So it's kind of like a single elimination tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you have all of your teammates eliminated, then you have lost.
That's like a match lost. The other team gets a point.
Yeah. And then for college, we typically do best of threes for that. So,
okay.
And so I've had my fair share of being like very nervous about a game. Like in high school, the game that made us go into our state tournament, our state league was the last game of the entire tournament, and I was thrown in last, and we faced a very, very good player, and honestly I don't know how he won, but it's because, well, I know why. It's because he was like the spearhead on a very weak structure.
So he was bringing up Anchor, and he was arguably the strongest player in that team, and they put him down as Anchor to try and make up ground or overtake your team in the event that you guys were ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't help that in the game of Smash Bros, there's a very big debate about tiers of characters.
Okay.
And I'm known for playing not that high of a tier of a character. So I feel like I was very lucky to have been able to clutch that out. But I mean, I did.
Kudos. So what place did you guys take in that? I don't even know what to call it. Is it like the state tournament, the state finals?
I guess it would have been state finals because it was like the top of the tournament for the league.
Okay.
But we didn't get too far into it because of very bad placement, and it felt very weird. I think it was because it was one of the first years that league has been big, so it hasn't been very stabilized.
So the structure just isn't there yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of rules were forgotten, and there's a point where our team was actually split up for a second because we couldn't find each other for some reason. So that was a little bit worrying. So we didn't get that far, but I mean, we didn't do horrible.
It was a hell of an experience, though.
Yeah, no, being able to travel out and do something like that for our team in a high school was very surprising.
So I know for the bigger sports like basketball, football, wrestling, baseball, I know I'm missing a few, but did they televise that like they do with those, like the finals?
So I believe that there are websites for certain leagues. I believe some leagues will televise what the tournament. I don't know if they did it for the high school, but many colleges I know, if they're playing on an online league, they'll stream from their home.
So do they stream that on Twitch?
Most well.
Okay.
I think I've heard of a few that stream it on YouTube.
Okay. So you play for the Vikings, and we're not going obviously, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to say the first part to that college, but you play for the Vikings.
Mm.
So when you're playing in a match during the season, I'm assuming there's a season.
Yeah.
When you're playing on that season, does the athletic department blast that out that, hey, our esports team is playing, catch them on Twitch at this address?
So for us personally, we don't stream our Smash games too often.
Okay.
Because our league team plays at the same time as we do.
Okay.
And we don't usually care that much, but there is a second computer. So we've done it a few times. There hasn't been anything big about it. Mostly because I feel like nobody's gonna care too much if they hear about a random team playing.
Yeah, that is very true. But the way I see the esports going, and since I've seen it since pretty much its inception, it's only gaining ground.
It is.
Like, this is probably on pace to be more competitive for a scholarship than what some of your traditional sports are.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that's wild. But if you look at the gaming industry in whole, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. If you pair the video games with the curriculum and say, you can't play with, and I don't mean to make this sound smaller than what it is, but you can't play with your friends after school against this other group of kids unless you keep your grades up. I think that's amazing. I think that's awesome. Like, some people out there are going to say, well, that shouldn't be in high schools or in colleges. I argue a different way. If the kid's getting their education and they're having fun playing a video game, let them do it. Video games aren't going anywhere. In fact, they're getting stronger. Yeah. So just embrace it and let's go. Mm-hmm. Do you follow any of the pros?
So I'm not the. So I've definitely been in the sphere a lot,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not nearly as knowledgeable about it as some of my friends. But I know that Smash Bros might be the most stable and possibly the biggest competitive esports thing out of all of them.
If it was anything like what I saw overseas, now Smash Brothers, you're on this pedestal, mm-hmm. and you two are fighting, and you're jumping around, you're jumping underneath, and you're trying not to fall off of it. Am I right? Okay, yeah, that's what I saw. There was damn near fist fights going on because of this, and I found it funny, because it's a way to let steam off, let stress go, but at the same time, it's so damn competitive that your heart's racing, your adrenaline's up, and I've seen some guys start shaking because they have so much adrenaline pumping through their systems that they're just like, let's go.
I mean, I'll tell you now, very famous Smash Bros. Melee and Ultimate player, Hungrybox.
Okay.
He's not, I wouldn't call him the best. I think he was the best at one point in the Melee series.
I've actually heard of this player.
Yes, he is most known for his what they call pop-offs. He wins a game, freaks out. He's thrown chairs. He stood up, screamed. He's had a crab thrown at him. It's the craziest. It's so crazy that one of his most notable times was he won a set against, I don't remember who, it might have been Leffen, but he stood up, got ready to start screaming, and his opponent stood up and started screaming in his face. And they said they canceled his pop off. So because what his reaction was, he just stood there and stared down at him, and he's
kind of like in disbelief. This guy's trying to steal my thunder.
Yeah.
So
it's honestly one of the funniest things you can always like watching Smash Brothers pop-offs or Smash Brothers like they call it, like you usually see them as like salty moments.
Yes.
Just like the craziest things always happening, like throwing controllers, standing up, throwing chairs all the time.
So what is your game in esports? Like, what are you focusing in on? Because you just said there was a mountain of these games. So what is like your specialty? What are you working towards?
Working towards?
Well, I guess not really working towards, but what is the game that you are working towards being one of the best?
Honestly, I think Smash Brothers has always been a game when I was younger that I thought this is a crazy game.
It is a crazy game.
Like when I was younger, I had Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, and I'd always love it when I played with my cousins. And then sometimes I'd like at night I'd put it on my TV and I'd just put two computers against each other and watch it. And it's just always been a crazy game. And now as I watch competitive play of it and knowing that I can get so much just better while playing, usually like some of the best players can play whatever character they want. Like I always see like crazy players pop out of nowhere, like that play a C tier character where S tiers are like you almost have to play them sometimes.
Yeah. So
it's always just like being able to play above most people like that. It seems fulfilling.
Yeah. It's
just something to really like. I honestly play it for fun, and if I can like, I've been looking towards joining minor tournaments like locals, and then I think there's a semi-major going on around nearby. So I mean, I'm probably gonna go to that soon.
You know what? Hit me up. Let me know when that happens.
Yeah.
I would more than likely grab the other two Nomad gamers, put them in a headlock, throw them in my car, and take them over there. Because that is something we're very interested in. And I think you answered my question. So it's Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I heard you play a little Call of Duty too.
Not a lot. I've definitely dabbled. It's mostly because most of my friends play it, so I've played a little bit.
So is it Warzone or Call of Duty 6 or not Call of Duty 6? Black Ops 6.
I haven't gotten into those yet. I've played a lot of the older ones, like like Black Ops 3.
Okay, man, you and Fireball he'd be rambling off right now.
It's not my biggest game. I definitely have better first person shooters that I'm definitely better at.
So when you're sitting around and I don't want to say bored, but when you're sitting around and you want to play a game for fun, what's your go-to game?
When I'm sitting on my own, usually it'll be whatever like single player game I can just sit back and just turn off my brain and play.
Okay.
But if I have friends around, usually it'll be something like whatever anyone else is into, or I've been thinking about getting back into Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. Yes. That game, I have a love-hate relationship. I really do.
Many people do.
It is, the beginning parts were fun. I quit somewhere near the middle. I could probably walk inside and pick it back up.
Yeah.
But it's just not tripping my trigger.
So what you need is, the problem with Destiny 2 is when Destiny 1 was first teased, it was my brain's shutting off.
Just relax. We got this.
The creators of Destiny, I don't know why I can't remember. They originally made Halo.
Oh, see, I didn't know that part.
Yes, so
they made Halo.
So it was 343 Industries, and then I don't know why my mind's blanking out. Bungie.
Because the camera's on. That's why. I do it all the time.
It's been a while since I've had this conversation.
I do it all the time.
Bungie and 343 Industries, they over in Chicago, they made Halo, and then when Halo 3 hit, Bungie decided we want to make our own game called Destiny.
So they were in collaboration
Yeah.
to make Halo. And more than likely, if I know the gaming industry, they got into a little tit for tat with the other developer and said, to hell with you. I'm going to go make my own game. And then Destiny was born.
It wasn't as big as the fan base definitely made it, because ever since Bungie left, people have noticed a very big decline in what they thought the Halo games were.
Yes.
Because I've been both in Halo and Destiny. I've always been a fan of both of them. And so it's just they didn't break off because they hated each other, any big drama. It's just ever since they broke off, things have gotten a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
Because when Destiny was first conceptualized, it was really cool, like trailers and everything. They teased a bunch of stuff, and the first story was going to be insane. And then I don't remember if Activision bought them, but that's when the game released, people very quickly noticed some changes, which first and foremost was microtransactions.
I hate microtransactions when it comes to games.
Yeah,
I think that's killing the gaming industry, but I've been debated heavily on that.
I will agree that I think if I buy a game, I should get I wouldn't say all of it, but most of it right off.
You should be able to work towards it and get achievements and get exactly like you have a top tier gun.
Yeah.
You should be able to work towards that top tier gun and not have to pay any more money to go get it.
I agree.
And I'll tell you the game that I feel like is breaking the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite. That's the game that broke the gaming industry right there, hands down. They put that stupid microtransaction in there, and now every goddamn game has it.
Yeah, I would agree. If I haven't seen games that have also used it, it's Fortnite, and I've noticed that a big culprit might be Activision. I don't remember if I remember the right one,
Yes.
but Activision is known for.
Yeah. Call of Duty is pretty. They're pretty heavy into that.
Yeah, and because of that, there was a big thing where Activision had to sell Destiny.
I did not hear that. But then again, I haven't really dove into Destiny, the nuts and bolts of it. So that's a possibility.
I believe they sold them off to Sony. So
that would make sense then, because I haven't seen it on Xbox, but I have seen Destiny on the PlayStation.
I don't believe they've taken it off the Xbox. It will always be on as many platforms as possible.
I just haven't seen it. I haven't looked for it either. So
yeah.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
So give me the title, your go-to title when you want to shut your brain off. Go-to title.
Go-to title? Honestly,
across any of the platforms.
It'd either be Smash Bros. Or Destiny.
Okay.
Nothing. When I play games, I don't like to stay with one game just all the time.
Yeah, neither do I. I bounce between all of them.
Yeah, I always get very tired of certain games very quickly.
Yes.
Like right now, I've been playing a lot of like single player just Nintendo titles.
Which ones?
It's
kind of weird because I've been playing a lot of Nintendo here lately myself on my Switch.
I had Xenoblade, and I saw it, and I decided to just start playing that because I've had nothing better to do. So
yeah,
I've had that, and then I've had friends tell me to play Persona. I kind of want to get back into a little bit of speedrunning.
I have not played that game yet. I've heard about it.
There's a game called speedrunning, but I mean speedrunning as an activity in general.
Okay, explain more.
So a very big thing in playing video games is you play through, say, a single player game once.
Okay.
You have fun with it. It was amazing.
Yep.
But there's only so much you can do through replayability before it gets boring.
Yeah, I understand that.
So what some people do is they will try to do the opposite. They'll try to get through the game as fast as possible.
Okay. Okay, I'm tracking what you're saying now.
Yeah, so online you'll find there's like a the biggest website right now is, I'm pretty sure, literally called speedrun.com, and you'll see like games upon games where people have tried to play them as fast as possible. The one I have tried to play, I have dabbled in and gotten an okay time in, is Super Mario 64.
I love that game. Actually,
Yeah, and
I was just tearing that game up the other night.
it's a very fun game, and knowing how to break it down into a speedrun format is insane.
Yeah.
There's been talks of like just breaking the game in so many different ways, like so many different things that just like you can just like pick at in the game. Like, I don't know, biggest thing that people do are clips, where you just clip through physical boundaries. And the biggest way to do that in Mario 64, they call it the BLJ. Just so many cool things that you can do in Mario 64, which I think is not the pinnacle of speedrunning, but I think it was definitely a solid start to a big boom.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
It's very big.
I'm definitely gonna have to look into it probably after this episode, because I haven't heard it. I know the concept,
Yeah.
but I have never heard it. Like, there's games out there that you play through, and there's really nothing to do on a replay because you had to do everything on the initial play. So
Yeah.
So what you said, Destiny? How far into Destiny have you gotten?
It's not the proudest I could say, but there's a website called Our Time Wasted on Destiny.
Okay.
Because Destiny's a cross-platform game.
Yes.
I've played on several platforms myself. And so if you look at my time on there, I believe with hours and hours idle, where I've probably just sat on the menu screen while talking with friends, it is a total of 2,800 hours.
Good golly.
It is nothing I could ever be proud of.
Wow.
Especially considering I haven't played as much of the content that I could. But it's mainly just because the biggest spike of that was during COVID.
Yes. COVID brought a lot of people back to gaming.
Yes, and Destiny, so many.
Because you couldn't do anything else. You couldn't go out. You couldn't go out to eat. If you went to a grocery store, you had to walk one damn way. Yeah. So most people stayed home. And what did they do when they stayed home? They played video games. Or they watched movies. You can only watch so many damn movies before you have to go to something else.
Yeah. So me and my friends, we were in high school at the time. We had nothing to do. And if we want to hang out with each other, we have to play games. So originally it was Minecraft, but you can only play Minecraft for so long.
Yes, that gets pretty boring after a while.
So what we did was I called up my cousin, who was very big. Well, I don't know about him, but I know that because he's technically my step cousin. My cousin was very big in the game, and I knew that my step cousin would definitely dabble in it a little bit. So I called him up. And I said, "Hey, I've downloaded this game Destiny. I played it for a little bit, and I could not do anything in it. Can you help me out a little bit?" And he said, "Sure." And then I grabbed another friend who was interested too, and we very quickly hit it off, and we joined possibly during the biggest spike Destiny has ever gotten.
Probably. A lot of games got a huge spike during.
Yeah, especially a big mass multiplayer game like that. Yes. It was a big spike. So we play all the time. We got to play with my actual cousin who would let us play in the 6-player raids. But we've never been able to dabble in those too much just because we've never been able to get enough friends to play consistently.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's always a problem with those games.
Yeah.
Because like when I was playing World of Warcraft, some of the best gear was in the 25-man raids.
Yeah.
Well, hell. Try and get 25 goddamn people together to go into a raid at the same time. It's next to impossible.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're a bunch of high schoolers and you need at least like probably 5 hours to just figure out what you're doing.
Yep.
So I mean, we've been lucky to find Sherpas. Because my step cousin, his uncle, apparently is a big person in the Destiny sphere, about 100K followers, and he goes by the name Perception.
I have heard that name. I'm gonna have to check with Chungus.
Perception.
I'll check with Chungus, but I am quite sure I have heard that name thrown around as early as mid last week when they were playing it here in the Shire.
Yeah, and he's made it hasn't been about me because I wasn't aware of what was going on at the time. But Perception made a whole tiny video on it, and my cousin and friend explained it to me where he went. It was I believe his birthday, and his uncle came by and saw that he was wearing a Destiny shirt and said, "Nice shirt." And my cousin was talking about how he's been playing it a lot recently, and apparently that's when he found out that his uncle was really big into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And funnily enough, my friend was a fan of his. So it was really funny. And we've gotten into the server, and one of his mods, nicest guy I've ever met, helped us through another raid. And honestly, if we've ever needed problems, we try to contact him if he wasn't busy, and he'd help us out several times.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting damn near to the end.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. Have you played any Mario Kart?
Oh, I played Mario Kart.
How far have you gotten in Mario Kart?
I'm not amazing, but I mean, I know a lot of stuff about it. I could definitely hold my own.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. It's like I just got the entire gold stuff like Wednesday. The gold tires, the gold glider, the gold kart, gold Mario. I pretty much topped everything out, but I've been on a Nintendo kick. And
Honestly,
when I say Nintendo kick, I mean going all the way back to old school Super Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I tried playing those Lost Worlds the other night, and there's a lot of my viewers out there that are going to go, yep, he said he was going to do that on Talking Tuesday. Don't do it. Don't. They turned around the mushrooms on you. One of them just ups and kills you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So
Mario games are a toughie when you definitely try to get into them.
Yep.
I've only tried 100% very few games in my life, so and those are big mistakes.
Yes. Well, White Canvas, I want to thank you for coming on to Thirsty Thursday. I look forward to following your journey in your esports because I am going to start following now. I want to see how you do and how your teammates do because, like I said, we're very interested in esports. We want to get into that world, I guess you would say, and we really want to support our local teams. That's our high schools and the few colleges that we do have around here. So thank you so much for coming on to Thirsty Thursday. If the floor is yours, you can look into Mike, and I'm sure that one person watching right now is probably your mother. I'm quite sure it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you about 2-3 minutes. Go ahead and look into Mike. You can say whatever you want to. Well, you know the rules from before we came on here.
Yeah.
The floor is yours, White Canvas.
I mean, there's nothing big. If I ever get back into trying to stream at all, I've dabbled on White Canvas on Twitch, and then White Canvas on YouTube. Though it'd probably be a little bit hard to find me on YouTube. But I mean, past that, I mean, there's nothing else really big that I have to talk about.
Good deal. All right. Well, we still have one viewer, and that's huge because I've either had one. I've had as many as 2 tonight. Normally, I only get 1.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have the old goose egg, but that's okay. So, with that being said, we're just at 34 minutes. Great Thirsty Thursday. Looking ahead to Talking Tuesday. Let's look ahead. Let's shoot out there. Talking Tuesday this week is going to be on Monday. It's going to be our Christmas edition. There will be no Talking Tuesday on Tuesday. Thirsty Thursday will not pick back up until 13, 14, 15, about the 16th or 17th of January. I'm on vacation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have short clips. I might have a couple of my brothers in it with me. I might have a young gamer with me. But I'm just going to do short clips while I'm on vacation and keep going from there. The Nomad Gamers are going to be coming to you live, or I shouldn't say live, it'll be recorded, on Saturday morning. What the hell did we... I don't remember what the hell our topic is going to be. I better look that up before I get on there. Forum Friday is tomorrow with Chungus and Fireball. Fireball's racing tonight. Make sure you check him out on his Twitch. I believe it's Fireballing123. So with that being said, game true and game hard. Always, and I mean always, be you. Talking to you in the back there. Be you. Keep gaming. You're beautiful. Don't let the bullies get ahead of you. If you're playing a shooter game, you run across a griefer that needs blown up, blow that motherfucker up. Blow him up. But with that, thank you for watching Thirsty Thursday. Peace and love. God's Father's out the door.